2 years ago, we had a problem. Finding new employees in one of our manufacturing facilities in a small town called Richmond, Indiana, on the east side of the state of Indiana, who could pass a drug screening test. We had about 10 to 15% failure rate of pre-employment drug screening. At the same time, we had a labor shortage. We simply couldn't find the people. I've worked for the company in many places in Asia and Europe and here in the United States. And everywhere I thought, oh, well, finally now we have a location where it's easy to find people. There's a pool. And then I worked in Hong Kong for 4 years, and even there it was very hard to attract people. But nothing up at this scale. It's really tough to see these small towns in rural United States where investment has left. So it was very hard for us to find people. 1/3 of the employee population in our factory was within 5 years of retirement, and we do a decent job at picking markets, and our commercial execution is fairly decent, so we were growing. We needed more workers because we needed to satisfy our customers. So one of our board members posed a question, and he says, "Who will solve this problem if you don't?" So we decided to do something about it. And with the help of outside guidance and support from local community partners, we created a program that we labeled Pathways to Employment. We decided to take action in September of 2017, and we had our first participants in the program of February of 2018. So please allow me a couple of minutes to explain what the process is and how it works. So individuals who fail a pre-employment drug screening test, I offer the chance to enter a personalized rehab program that is entirely paid for by the company. If they commit to successfully completing the treatment and maintaining a drug-free lifestyle, then we'll provide them with a job. It's as simple as that. The person provides a hair follicle during the pre-employment test. It's being determined by the experts whether he or she is high risk or low risk for a substance use disorder. And based on that, the experts determine what the treatment should be. And every person gets a evidence-based, personalized treatment. After that phase is completed, he or she is welcomed at Belden and is provided what we call safety-sensitive role. So not operating heavy equipment or machinery, initially. After that phase is completed, he or she will get what I would quote a normal operating role, a machine operating role, and exits the program and becomes a full-time Belden associate. We typically don't, for existing associates, we don't do preventative or screening, but these associates have signed a paper and said, yeah, we're comfortable with that because we're drug-free. So you can test me at any time you want. Since we started the program, we started on a very, very small scale, only in one of our factories, and we have factories worldwide and multiple facilities in the United States and in Canada. But since we started, there are 34 people that entered the program. 6 are currently in safety-conscious roles, 12 in machine operating roles, 6 graduated the program, and 12 have left. So there are people that say, I'm sorry, but this is not for me. I make different choices. And obviously that's very tough, but at the end of the day, it's the individual's choice. We're obviously not an expert in this field. We produce the products, we design and produce the products that I've described. So we relied heavily on experts in the healthcare industry and our partners to help us optimize the program. And one of the things, for example, we learned is that it's very important to minimize the time that the person is out of work. Minimize the time that the person is out of work. The smaller that time period is, the higher likelihood for success. So we try to get them into treatment as soon as possible. We're very open within Belden about the program. We talk about it all the time. Obviously, if the individual chooses that we talk about he or she, then we do. Otherwise, we don't. But we're very open about it to within the organization and our partners. It's relatively small, we're just getting started, but to be honest, that's what I like about it. Because it means that everybody, doesn't matter what the size of your company is, or the financial resources that you decide to make available, can contribute. Even for a manufacturing facility in rural Indiana, we can make a difference. We're currently rolling it out into 2 other facilities in the United States, one in upstate New York, Syracuse, New York, and one in Washington, Pennsylvania. Regularly, when we talk about this program, we're being asked, well, what about the financial side? Because we're focusing on the employees now, but we do have a responsibility towards our shareholders, the owners of our company. So the average cost is about $20,000 for this program. Cost is about $20,000. And it varies between $6,000 and $16,000, depending on between $6,000 and $26,000, depending on the treatment, but the average is about $20,000. And according to the National Safety Council, an employee with a substance use disorder costs an Indiana employer approximately $20,000 a year. So i.e. the payback is within a year. If you assume that the bottleneck is indeed finding people, and if you want to do the right thing, if you want to contribute and do the right thing. So I'm going to argue costs are relatively negligible, considering the impact that you make on a family.